If you fish fast and you find clear water on this lake, and you have enough places you can get on the ice and you make enough stops, eventually you're going to find fish. And if you can take that mentality and just fish and move and fish and move and fish and move, it's a whole you know, a thing that a lot of ice fishermen just don't do. So many ice fishermen will go get on the ice and they'll fish and they never move. And I want you to think about something. If you're a fish, who's going to be my fish? You want to be my fish? You want me to have your buddy be my fish instead? You're my fish. Open your mouth. You ready? You ready? All right, you're my fish. Okay, so here's my spoon coming down, and it's jigging in front of you, 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 it's jigging. Now you didn't bite. Okay, but people will still sit in the same spot and do this all day long, all day long, all day long. If I took you fishing for bass or for perch or for crappies in the spring in my boat, and I said cast by that boat dock, say we're fishing for crappies or big gills, you threw your bait up by that boat dock, you let it sit there for a couple of minutes and you didn't get a bite, and I said okay, reel in, I said cast at that boat dock, the same spot. You'd look at me like I was crazy. Well, now do it for 5 hours or 8 hours. When you ice fish, you only have this much water. Even open water fishing, if you throw your bait out, there's a chance the wind could blow your line and put your lure in a different spot. Ice fishing, you literally fish in that spot over and over again. Okay, now think about that. I love it when I read, and I don't mean to overstep my bounds, but I love when I read on the internet when people will go out here fishing and say that the fish move in and out. And that you catch a few, and then there's a dead period, and you catch a few. The guys that routinely catch big numbers of fish, perch fishing on this lake, continuously move. That's a fact of life. And the reason for that is even if you only move from me to you, it's a whole new thing to the fish when your lure drops down a different hole. If you've ever read a lot of information or articles or things like that on ice fishing, you've certainly heard of Dave Gens. And it doesn't matter whether you fish for panfish or walleyes or whatever. Most good ice fishermen will tell you your most important drop is your first drop down the hole. Because when you move to a new spot, it's just like a hole. It's like making a new cast in new water in open water fishing. And I can't tell you how many times, more times than not, if you go out and catch, say, 25 keepers, you're fishing right here at the Crocker Ramp, you're fishing between Beacon's Cove and Belger's right in that bay. If you go out and you have a good day and you catch 25 keeper perch, at least me and my buddies know the way we fish, we'll catch them out of 12 different holes, 2 in each hole, about. You'll sit down and you'll fish. Think about it for a minute. How many times have you sat down and fished? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, you start catching fish, you catch a couple small ones, you catch a couple big ones, you're starting to catch them, and then it seems to die out, and then it's just over. And then you finally get up and you move, and your first drop down the hole, you catch a big one. Or you get action. I mean, it's a whole new look to the fish. The fish are underneath that ice. People really take it for granted because you're fishing in 4 or 5 footer water. They're underneath that ice. They're in fairly clear water, and they just become accustomed to your baits. Okay, they become accustomed to exactly in the water column where those lures are. And when they change up, it's like a whole new cast.